Welcome to Bookkeepers on Fire, everyone. I'm Donna Reed, joined by my co-host Debbie Kilsheimer, and together we spotlight bookkeepers and experts who keep the businesses moving. This show is about you, the listener, the guest, the partner in raising the bar. We believe bookkeepers deserve to feel proud, confident, and seen. Each week, we share inspiring stories and practical insights from bookkeepers leading with strategy, heart, and purpose. We elevate your voice and we give you tools to fully step into your value. If you're ready to leave and serve with conviction, redefine your role, you're in the right place. Today, our guest is Kevin Lacey. We're honored to have him, and we can't wait for you to meet him. So let's ignite together.
Well, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here.
So I have to tell you all, I met Kevin last year at Scaling New Heights. He taught a class on Notion that. So I go home all excited. I see all that he's done, and I go home and I open up Notion and go, what the F is he did? So, I signed up for Skillshare. I took a Notion thing. I still can't open up a page. So how did you become a Notion expert?
I think the person that was building my website a couple years ago shared it with me, and it just blew my mind, like the flexibility of it. And I have long subscribed to David Allen's Getting Things Done methodology, who was the keynote last year.
Yes.
And I read his book right after it came out, like 20 years ago, and there was never really a product that could really implement this. Mm-hmm. And then once I intersected his methodology with the Notion technology, it just opened up all kinds of doors. And there's AI built into it, and I run my entire company on it. I use it every single day. So,
now, is it like a planning tool for you? Is that the main reason? How do you mainly use it?
I think the greatest value I get out of it is onboarding clients. I do a lot of project work, so I have checklists and workflows and all my apps, documentation. So like one of the platforms I do inventory implementations on, I have hundreds of pages of undocumented support tickets that I just load into AI, and I can query these tickets and build workflows in the clients based on the client's objectives or their specific workflows.
Oh, that just went out. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'm so impressed.
Yes.
The way you showed it at that class last year was.
We were just sitting there going, I'm drooling know.
Yeah. I got a Notion book. Of course, I got David's book. It was so funny. After he spoke that day, there was an event that night. I was going to meet Don at this event up in the 15th floor or something.
Yeah.
And I'm walking to the event past the bar, and there David Allen sitting there by himself at a table.
What? Oh my goodness. I would have loved to meet him.
So I just sat at the table. I said hi, and I was there an hour. Donna kept texting me, "Where are you?" I wasn't answering because I didn't want to stop talking.
She blows me off for David Allen, so I'm all right.
So and what's funny, people are walking around. All of the members, the Woodard people at the conference, and they came up to me, and go, "How did you get to sit with David Allen?" I said, "I just sat down."
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I was just amazed.
That totally makes sense for your personality. You just talk to him like you've known him forever.
Oh yeah, he's telling me all about his life and how he moved to Amsterdam and how he sold his house and his dogs, and all that stuff. It was so cool, But I really loved what he spoke about, because to me, when you're organized, I think you're freer. Don't you think?
Yeah. And he talks a lot about mental energy and the capacity to process things. And the biggest thing for me is context switching. So when you go back and forth, when you go back and forth between tasks, even if you don't do anything on that task, you have to reset your mind to think, what do I know about this task? What do I need to do about it?
Yep.
And it's like every time you interact with it, it just pulls this energy that we all have a finite amount of energy to put towards anything. So it like grinds you down to even have to interact with this stuff. So he's like, handle everything once.
Right. So how do you do that during the day as a business, a firm owner, and you have clients, texting, emails? Do you have a methodology you use?
Yeah, it's really challenging. I probably spend too much energy in my email, but I try to keep that box at near zero. And I'll put stuff either in Notion as tasks to look at later. And there's so many different categories of objectives that I want to accomplish, what aligns with goals. Like there's so many subsections, and you can look at it from not just like an Excel spreadsheet, like 2D kind of visibility, but you can have different angles, and each goal can, or each task can satisfy 3 or 4 different goals or objectives. So
I mean, I would spend all my time designing the system.
yeah, it takes some time to set it up, but um, it it's one of those things, like it's an iterative process where you keep doing things over and you just keep making it a little better each time. And I spend hardly any time improving the system now, and I just kind of keep things working in the system. So between the calendar where I'm scheduling work to look at something at a certain time, and uh, the keeping top tasks, like what I decide each week in my review, like these are the 5 things I want to work on. It kind of quiets it down a little bit, but
So
you
you
know,
have your calendar is in Notion. So if I sent you an invite, you'd put the calendar in Notion. You wouldn't have it in your Google Calendar, or you'd have it in your Notion. You would create a Notion calendar.
I look at some things in the Notion calendar, but I still rely heavily on Gmail, on
Okay.
Google's calendar, where I'll put an event on the books and say I'm going to work on this for an hour this afternoon, and that way the things don't fall off. Either I have to do them or move it. So
Oh
um,
man, I would love to spend an hour just you showing me what you do every day. Would
So how long? I gotta cut. How long did it take you to get your systems to where it's set where you're comfortable now with it?
um, I probably 30 days was substantially done.
That's it.
oh man, 30
30
days.
days.
I'm impressed. I'm
Well,
impressed, Kevin.
I've read David Allen's book like maybe 5 times.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too. I'm in the 5 to 10
Yeah.
range. I don't
So
know.
I really, really know the material, and I know
Okay.
exactly when, as soon as I look at something, I kind of know where it needs to go. And then the trick
Mhm.
is you just have to put it in a place where the time frame that you need to do it matches up with the cycle where you review it. So if it's something that has
Okay.
to be done weekly, you need to look at your daily tasks. If it's need quarterly, you need to look at your monthly tasks. It's just kind of putting it in the way of your process. So it's something that I've been kind of working towards for most of my professional life. So when Notion came along, I'm like, I know exactly how I'm going to use this. But it
There's the
is
tool you've been waiting for, right? To
it
pair it
literally
with the
is.
book. Yeah.
When his book came out, there was some software platform that was like thousands of dollars, and I've
Yeah.
tried it. I tried it on not Palm Pilot, but I had an HP handheld, which was like a Palm Pilot, but I tried
Mhm.
it on that and it didn't work. I tried it in Excel, and people just don't go back to Excel spreadsheets. But when I'm working in this and I'm assigning work, and there's kind of like a notification feature in it where you get messages that are kind of like in your inbox. So if somebody mentions you or you have reminders, they pop up in there and you can go through them. So it was kind of a coalescence of everything I've known with everything I've been waiting for. So for me, it was really a perfect storm.
Wow. So where if someone is new at it, pretend I know nothing, how would I start?
I think you need to start with the basic documentation to understand how it works, and then for me, everything is doing. Like I sit in a
Yeah.
class and I'm falling asleep, or somebody's trying to train me, and I can't do it until I get out there and I start playing around. And really, that's just what it is. It's like, how does this work? How does that work? And you kind of have redundant systems so things don't fall through the cracks, but you just kind of get a comfortability of working with a system. So you watch the videos, you get the quick tips, you get the top 10 things, you get the things that will be the quick gains, and then you just keep going in deeper and deeper. And like everything else, the more you use it in a close proximity of time, the better your skills are going to advance.
I
So,
keep thinking it's going to be like Excel. When I started using Excel, but then all of a sudden, it it clicked.
yeah,
So you just got to keep doing it till it clicks.
yeah,
You know.
using it.
So we met at the Notion class at scaling, which
Yeah,
to me was like one of the best classes I took at scaling, and that was the first time you taught. You told me.
yeah. That's the first time I've led a session. It was kind of a bucket list type of thing.
Now,
I'd
have you
like,
gone to a lot of? Do you go to scaling? Have you been there before? Are you a big Woodard member?
yeah, yeah. I love Joe and his systems, and he's helped me immensely, and the community has been great. I've been every year since San Antonio,
Okay.
which
So did you go to
2000,
the Alamo?
yeah,
Oh, I did too. That was great.
2013, I think.
I never can remember the years. All I
Yeah,
know is we went to the Alamo, and Wendy Rorson was in charge of gathering, herding cats.
yeah.
And then we had that barbecue thing over to the side, and
It was quite unique.
it was great.
Yeah, and
The
now it's harder to keep track of the years now that it's always at the
on
same.
Orlando, which makes sense. I mean, a lot of people. I did like the traveling to the different cities because I never would have been to the Alamo if not for that conference.
Yeah,
And I really liked when we were in St. Louis and we went
yeah, that was really neat.
up in the Arch.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Wow. I thought I was going to go after Heather Satterley's inspiring on stage speech about overcoming fears. I'm like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to dedicate it to her. And then I got there and I looked up and it made me dizzy to look at it. Like, all right, let's do it another way.
You don't even know you're going up.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you get
not
to
a
the
fan of
top,
heights.
and then there's a little thing, and you look out the window. But I just thought this was fabulous.
I will
And
take
then
your word for it.
Yeah, I'm with
everywhere
you.
everywhere we would go, I just loved everywhere. Now it's always in Orlando, but everybody likes that because it's Disney World. Of course, Kevin lives in Sarasota. I live in Florida. It's like big deal, Disney World.
What's even funnier is they used to run valet parking at that hotel.
Oh, really?
Every time I come back, and I think there's still a bellman or two that's still there from when I was in college.
Wow.
Every time I go back, it's just so weird. It's like, yeah, I used to go through that door, and
You know all the secret hideaways to get through the hotel real quick because it's quite the walk to get to a lot of places.
it is quite a property. Yes.
It's amazing. So you're going this year, of course.
Yeah, I am.
That's
I haven't signed
exciting.
up yet. I was waiting to see
Well,
if I was.
Groundhog Day's coming. He has the Groundhog Day special on the
Oh,
2nd of February.
oh yeah. Okay.
That's
I
when.
get a I get a discount for teaching last year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's a
So
special
what? Yeah.
rate. Yeah.
So yes, because I've only missed one scaling, which was number 2, and that was only because I thought I could do that. There's another one. Oh, I missed it. Oh well. Well, I love going to conferences. It's where I see all my friends.
Yeah, they are, and they help pull you out of your routine. And whenever I travel, my mind just goes different places, and I think about things that I never would have thought about.
So where do you like to travel? Do you travel like to conferences only, or where do you like to go?
Um, I like to go skiing on my birthday every year, which is in a couple of weeks, and all three of my boys are going to be. We're going to be in Winter Park, Colorado, for this year's ski trip. So,
Oh, fun.
Nice.
Well, now everybody's skiing up in the Northeast. It's like I know I talked to
yeah,
Jonathan Bello today. He had 22 inches of snow.
yeah, I see people in Nashville skating in their driveways.
Well, it's chilly in Florida today. Kevin's in Florida too, so it's chilly. Is it chilly in Sarasota?
It was in the 40s this morning, mid 40s when I went out and walked. So, yeah, it's a little
I mean,
chilly.
it was chilly. I had to put socks on. It's always
You guys
fun,
are
though.
you guys are crazy, man. It's like it was 65 when we woke up here, and
Ugh.
I had to turn the heater on.
Yeah, Hal
So
turned the
it got to
heater on.
70.
Yeah, he turned the heater on. In fact, it was funny. What 2 weekends ago we were in New York and it snowed.
Wow.
He goes, "Oh, this is snow. I mean, I'll have to wear my big boy pants." That's what he said, long pants. Yeah, we've
So,
never been
Kevin.
long pants.
Oh, I got a question. So, Kevin, what are you up to nowadays?
Yeah.
Um, I'm This year got off to a pretty good start. I think I'm on top of things. It's not been the craziest January I've had. So I've been building my. Last year, I spent most of the year breaking out the CFO advisory work from the accounting firm. And that took a lot more time and energy and effort than I expected. But have some partnerships agreements for some fulfillment of work, and that's moving along well. So,
Now, how many people in your firm?
So there's 4 of us, and actually one just left, but so we're down to 3. But I can really feel I need that person back.
Where'd they go?
It just her scheduling. She had 2 jobs, and she said the other one was getting to be too much, so she just had to step away from what she was doing for me.
Well, the way you talk, it seems like how you run your firm. I think you're going to have a lot of resumes coming your way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Watch out.
Well, I'm trying to take a lot of what she was doing and automate it with AI. So I'm quite involved with that end of the kind of business. So it's super interesting to build that stuff. And
now, do you mainly do accounting, CFO, or tax? What's your main focus?
I don't do any tax. The main focus in my business on the accounting side is inventory implementations and cleanups. I do a lot of work in internal controls, and I do some technical write-up work. I used to write 10Qs and 10Ks for small public companies. So I have a lot of gap knowledge. So I do a lot of professional documentation. And then the other side is the purely strategic advisory stuff.
So how did you learn to do that? Because I know that's a lot of people don't think they can. I think they can.
Yeah.
I don't think they can. So what could you tell our listeners so they could, I can do that?
Meaning on the public side or the inventory side?
No, like on when they want to do advisory work or CFO work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. From my point of view, I just got involved with so many, like I get involved in the story of the client, and I want to help them fulfill their dreams. And a lot of times when they come in and they're like, we want to do this and we want to do this. And it's like, well, how do you do that? What do you need to know to do that? What do you need to accomplish to do that? So it's really a mindset of putting in structure, and especially the small business owner, 5 to even up to 20 million, doesn't have a board of directors, doesn't have anyone to be answerable to. They have to be right. So they make decisions. And just because they were great at maybe plumbing or electrician doesn't mean they can run a business that's full of plumbers and electricians. So they don't really appreciate the operation and the impact of their decisions. So
right. So you help them go through. So how does that work? I'm the plumber. I have 10 plumbers working for me. And then how do we work together?
Yeah. So the first thing I do is I help them get clarity, and we go through and we clean up the GL, and we structure the general ledger in a way that will produce KPIs that run the business. And then once we've identified these KPIs in different buckets of revenue, profitability, and cash flow, we can determine what these metrics are, how they work, and how predictable they are, and how we can adjust them to meet their goals.
How do you come up with the KPIs? How do you get that? Where do you get that?
It's in the ledger, and it's mostly variable costs based on revenue generation. And
so you're not comparing them to other plumbers or other standards, whatever in their stuff. You look at
I think there's some applicability, but the funny thing is I've had several customers that do the exact same thing that have completely different drivers. Is it a distribution company that's wholesale that sells all over the world? Do they get their products imported? Do they make them here? Do they have multiple warehouses? What cost structures do they have? What compliance issues? So even if you're talking about the same people that do the same kind of thing, you can have several factors that determine whether they make money or not, or they can scale, or what they should be selling. So it's really a discovery process of what is it that you can control. Is it your marketing efforts? Is it your owner referral program? Like, what is it that really moves the needle for your business? And usually about 4 or 5 metrics will account for over 80%
wow.
of of what they need to look at. So we really oversimplify it. Then you structure the GL to show these relationships, and then you can automate dashboards and pro formas to say, what if we did this? What if we hired 3 more people? What's our revenue per square foot of our warehouse? What's our revenue per salesperson? And
So you're right there, like helping them decide these things before they even do it.
that's ideal. A lot of people think they don't need a CFO until they're larger, but my whole angle is everyone needs a CFO, and the sooner you get one, the better off you will be.
So what's an engagement like that cost for what's the like what do they run as far as price goes?
My bottom line, the monthly meetings is $1,500 a month after we set everything up, and there's a lot of work up front with pro formas and budgets. We got to make sure they have a good budget in place, cleaning up the numbers, and then we meet monthly to determine how the metrics are working. They get a dashboard, and I update things on a specific cadence, and then that's 1,500. If they're a bigger company and they need to watch things closer, we have a 2,500, which is kind of a twice a month kind of meeting and update. And then we need to meet weekly because your system is very reactive, then that's 3,500. So,
now, this is just you meeting them to go over what's already in the books. You're not doing the books.
No, I'm not doing the books, and I think there's a lot of value in. I'm a third party that's not emotionally invested in the way that I've built things.
Right.
It's not my baby. My job doesn't depend on what I tell the owner. So the more deference or distance I have between the operations and the conversations, the better questions I can ask, the more objectively I can review things, and the better questions that kind of come out of the process of the discussion.
So do you work with the accounting staff so they know what they're doing?
I'll do training, SOPs. I do a lot of work in internal controls. So I need to understand the process. We were talking about AI and automations and stuff, and one of the things I rely heavily on is I record all the phone calls, and then I can drop really good process maps of what the pain points are for the client very quickly using different AI tools. So
to me, it's relative. Well, it's not simple, but the process is you meet the client, you find out what their dreams and goals are, which I think we should all do that, even if we're just
right. I have a question on that.
Yeah,
so everything that you build is based really on their story, their dreams, and their goals.
Oh, exactly.
You start there first, and then you build out the entire system for that.
Yeah,
to match that.
And everybody wants.
It's a brilliant way to do it. Yeah.
Everybody wants something, whether it's a bigger business or less involvement, or you want something.
Yeah, or to go to Disney World every weekend.
Exactly. We just need to figure out what that is.
Exactly.
There's a why and a want everywhere.
People don't do.
Yeah. Yep. And to your point, what I try to do in all my engagements is make them simple but not easy. So the work that we're doing, I can clarify and explain to people this is as easy as we can get it, and kind of get it to the point of irreducible complexity. Mm-hmm. It's like we can't get these pieces any simpler. They're as complicated as they have to be. Right. And then we can just look at these pieces and kind of explain it to people that don't even understand the workflow or the system. But some of them aren't necessarily complicated.
So you speak to them in real English, not in accountantese.
Yeah.
Now, do you work with their tax preparers at all, or do any tax planning or anything like that?
I'm super clear that I don't give any tax advice. Although I have a good understanding of the tax code, I say you should discuss this with your tax preparer. But I'm very clear that nothing I say should be counted on as tax advice. But
do you ever get pushback from them about, because I always think, I love tax people, I'm married to one, that they're at odds with what we want.
Yeah.
I'm after you making money. They're after you not paying tax.
Yeah.
So if you make money, you pay tax. So a lot of times he'll go, well, you need, he goes, do they know how much tax they're going to pay? Yeah, I've talked to them all year. So, I just think so. I had one client one time, she went to the tax. I said, you made money this year, like $1 million, you're going to pay tax. Well, he got freaked out. So he moved all of my numbers around.
Oh, gosh.
To make, because he asked her, I didn't think he was very legit. How much tax do you want to pay? She goes, well, I don't pay anything. All right. So he moved numbers around. I got the tax return back with the balance sheet. I go, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted, did you get any pushback from tax people because you're helping them grow profit and they're thinking, yeah, but you're going to pay tax?
Yeah, I rarely do. I kind of think of what a lawyer said to me one time. I was working with him with a client, and the lawyer said, "How much do you want to pay me to not take my advice?" So my
Okay, let me write
That's
that
a
down.
good one. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
How much do you not want to pay me to
No,
take?
how much do you want
How
to
much
pay
do you
me
want to pay me to
to
not
not
take
take
my
my
advice?
advice?
It works
So
for doctors too.
yeah, yeah. So I really stay in my lane of the clarity, and then the business owner gets confidence in their numbers, and then they have control over their business. So I
Because I
really stay
feel
in
like,
that.
if you're making money, if you're paying tax, you're making money. The people that don't pay tax are standing on the side of the road with the sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is great. So, what's the one big idea that you could share with our audience that's listening?
I think there's a funny dynamic I discovered a while ago with closing sales, and the more technically you explain something to somebody, the more likely they are to hire you to do it. And it because they're just so overwhelmed, it's like I can't do all this stuff because you think you're going to give away all these secrets, but the more you tell them how to do it, the less likely they are to think they can do it themselves. But I kind of took that and evolved that into we have years of training and probably hundreds of years of experience of a person that would work a job because we've seen these business models. We've seen all kinds of different structures. So we have so much just experience of seeing and experiencing what's out there. So the simpler I can make things, the clearer the business owner is to make the decision. So people often think they want they want to confuse people with how much they know and technical jargon, but it's like until you can really get it down to the simplest level where anyone can understand what you're saying, you're really not communicating clearly. And if you're not communicating clearly, you may feel good with how much you know, but you're putting distance between yourself and the business owner. So really, it's the simplicity of the model of coaching that's like I just ask questions that they have to figure out the answers to in a very simple way that they can understand what the risks and rewards are. So it's really just natural conversation, oversimplicity backed up by empirical evidence of what's going on in your business and how your line of thought measures up to the actual outcome of the company.
I, that's that's brilliant. Now, you didn't have that written down anywhere, did you? Because that was really profound.
That was really good. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
like,
I don't see you reading it from anywhere.
yeah,
So.
no. So often I'll say something and like my my ops person will go, "What did you say?" It's like I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like it just all came out.
Well, this is on YouTube, so you can rewind it and see how
Yeah,
brilliant you are.
yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes I
We're
step
gonna make
on.
it a short, by the
we'll make
way.
it a
That
short.
one's gonna be a
I'll
short.
make it put it on your phone. Look, you want to see how good I am? Just play that for your clients or your
Yeah,
prospects.
exactly.
Look, I'm telling you how good I am.
Yeah.
That was great. That was so fabulous. I tell you what. Well, Kevin, we're at time. I want to thank you for taking a half hour, 45 minutes today to spend with us. This has been wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
I,
was
I saw
fun.
your brilliance at the Notion class at scaling last year. And I think when we go to scaling this year, you're going to have to bring your computer and give me an hour at lunch or something and
Yeah.
get me with the basics. Because maybe once I get it, like I got the equal sign with Excel, it will pop.
Yeah. I'd
And
love to do that.
oh, fabulous! It's a date.
All right, I'll be there too.
Okay,
We'll
good.
all be there.
All right.
Hopefully,
Maybe I
not a
see a
lot of people do
session
that.
for me,
Pardon?
Yeah,
an unauthorized session.
an
Yeah. Okay.
unauthorized
There you
session.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we
we'll find a
go.
room. We'll find a
Yeah.
room.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do it.
there'll be
Okay.
there's
All
a
right.
place.
All
Yeah,
right,
this has been
guys.
great.
Sign us
Thank
off.
you.
Sign us off.
All right. So, well, thank you all for joining us today on Bookkeepers on Fire. If today's conversation sparks something in you, take it forward and into your work, your voice, and your value. Until next time, lead boldly, serve with purpose, and keep the fire burning. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye bye. Thanks again, Kevin.
You're welcome.